everyone, welcome to my video. Finally, I haven't done a what I colored video in a few months, so this is going to be what I colored in March and April, which includes all of my Easter things. I'm so behind. I've had family illnesses and my own illnesses and legal things going on. I've just didn't get a lot going in March. I had a lot of housies done, so I just decided to finish those and do all the rest in April. And now I feel like I have a bunch more than I thought. So I'm going to start with my printables. These are all Etsy download printables. Very excited to show them to you. And I have a lot of books as well, particularly some Etsy books by Lenka Filonenka, Christine Karron, and a few overseas books. So here's one of my first Easter pictures. This is Gifty by Deborah Muller. This one was indeed an Etsy download, an Easter one. This one I did entirely in my Winsor Newton markers. I had a 38 set of Winsor Newton markers, and I've gradually been buying batches of 8 to 10 more because they're like $5 or $6 each on Blick. So I'm having piles of them starting to pile up as I'm trying to accumulate all several hundred colors. And I just love them. They're the most amazing markers. Probably I love them as much as a hoo-hoo. Anyway, so I just did these beautiful pastels. This was a grayscale, so you can see some of the shadows of the gray that were already there. And I just went over these with single color. Like the dress was a single pink, but the grayscale shadow areas makes it look like it was a darker pink. And then I just maybe go over it a second time. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. This cute little fairy girl with the checkered fairy wings and this sweet little bunny. My other favorite Easter one I did was this one here by Lana Green. Now I decided to never really do this background. I left it white. I was very much torn on it. I love the popping bright colors. So I did these all in Spectrum Noir markers with my usual Copics for skin. Just this baby soft pink and a little tinge to the lips and eyes. But I love my lime green kind of retro basket and all these bright colors. So I thought it would look nicest just to leave it on the white, which is what I did. So I think that it worked because it really makes those other colors kind of stand out. So this is Lana Green, one of my favorite Etsy printable artists. So let's get into my Lynn Patreon pages. I'm a little behind on those. I have this gorgeous one, which I can't remember what month this was. I think it was this month. Now these, it looks very, I have my overhead light on natural bright white light, so these are going to look very bright. But this one was done in a hoo-hoo markers, and I did like these 4 shades of oranges and browns for this kind of Irish hair, and I just kept the skin very simple. Just a little teeny bit of makeup there, some gloss on the lips, which was also a hair color on the lips. Just some blues and grays for the water. Very simple. This was a really easy one. It only took me like an hour. You do see some of this shadow here, so of course I did my Copics for the skin. So very plain. Sometimes I wish her Patreon pages weren't so up in the face, like the faces were so huge that there was more going on in the picture, like you see in this other one I'm going to show you. But yeah, this one was really fun. It kind of made me think of Hawaii, and it got me in the mood for summer. And these are my gorgeous Ohuhu markers. So here is one that has a little more detail in it. This is also a Patreon, I think from a month or 2 ago. Now this one here was the kind of contrast. We have the, you know, the happy sunny rainbow, rainbow bright-ish 80s girl here, which is the happy sunshine good weather. And then we have the dark and stormy lightning and rain and moody broody sister here. So these are the weather sisters. So I like how it turned out. I did put a little bit of stickles here, stickles all over here, here, just to kind of give it a little pop. So this one was kind of fun. It was just really hard to figure out where the dark clouds start or stop and the happy clouds begin. But I think I got it down pretty well. And this one I believe I did in Ohuhu markers as well. So then we have another Patreon by Hannah Lynn from within the last month or two. This one, again, another example of the face that's just, oh, big booming face right there. A lot of skin tone to cover. But this kind of English countryside cottage garden. And I was testing out actually some Tombow alcohol markers on this, which is what I did this whole thing with, including the skin, which is not my normal, so it looks a little muddly and just doesn't look great. Didn't do the same nose effects as normal. The hair, I mean, it's super smooth. I used lots of different shades, but it needs a little touch up right here. But I use like the same color in the house, the tablecloth, the flowers, and the dress. So you bring your colors of your character into all the background. We have the purple here, 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 here. This brown here was in the house, etc., etc. Same green here is in the background and the trees. Yeah, so that is only the third Patreon Hannah Lynn page that I did. So lots of fun. There's another sisters one I still need to do, the wind and the other one, which I will try to do for this next month. So here are my beautiful, I did my two beautiful pictures. My my sweet Bella, my soulmate cat of 16.5 years, passed away a few weeks ago. And I generally don't like doing cats or animals in my coloring pages, but I had decided I want to try to color her. I'm going to turn this light down just a little. So it was hard, so I printed several different cat pictures. I've been trying to do her. It's really hard to color a calico. She was a very unique cat. She was, we weren't even sure what was wrong with her. She was just losing weight, and she was down to 3.5 pounds and some intestinal disease. You know, and it's been going on for about 2 years. She was on all these meds, and it was just gradually her weight got less, and it was just, I put it off as long as I could, but she was my best friend, and she was with me day and night every day for years and years and years, because I'm at home. Like, she was always by my side. She doesn't like anyone else. She only liked me. Like, I was her person, and she was my therapy cat. So I've been trying to like do her wherever I can, because now whenever I look at a cat for coloring, she's the one I'm going to see. And I did these in Arctic's pastel marker box set. And my mom was a painter, so that made me think of her a little bit. And I have this one where I did her. And this one was an Etsy printable that came in a 3-pack. And I can't remember the shop name, but it was like a life in a jar kind of a scenario, or in a globe. And here's my sweet Bella here. I did her here. I have this other, oh, and for this I used, again, my Winsor Newton markers for the whole thing. Except for the kitty, where I've been using my Ohuhus, because I narrowed it down to just the right colors, and I've been using them over and over. So this one was kind of fun. I have this one by Mariella Budek. I'm going to try to do this like Bella, but I'm like so intimidated by how big it is. And I just and do like a picture of like with me when I was younger. So maybe I'll have this done for next month. But yeah, so I miss her a whole lot. I haven't even sat in my nighttime recliner where I would sit. Well, I'd sit every night in my room, watch TV or read, and she always was on the arm of the chair or my lap. Like, it just, I haven't sat there since she died, because it just feels too like lonely or barren. So I've been sitting in a different chair. So I need to get over it. All right, so that's my Bella. Here are my Lana Greens, my absolute favorite coloring book artist. This is probably my favorite one that I did. This beautiful spring one. Bursting with these amazing roses and all my favorite colors. All of this was done with Copic chows, except the skin, where I use my big Copics. So this was a lot of fun. It was just like, I wanted pinks and blues and purples, and this, it was really like, it was hard to get the right hair color. I went with kind of like a gold or an orange gold, because I figured yellow, brown wouldn't show as well. I wanted it to show well. So I try to keep it consistent with the colors in her skin shadows. So this was really pretty. It's probably my favorite one I did by Lana Green. Just a lot of different marker blending and experimenting with no particular sequence of which markers I blended. Okay, here's one I did by Lana Green. This one was fun. It has kind of a vintage retro feel to it. I messed up on her skin. I made the mistake again of testing out new skin markers on a picture that I wanted to actually do. And I broke my own rule by doing the heart first and then the skin. And if I had done the skin first and didn't like it, I would have just reprinted. So I learned my lesson. She looks a little orangey there, but she looks like a sweet Danish girl or something. These are all pan pastels. The background, yellow and baby blue. I did blue marker and then blue stickles for this heart pillow. I just used the same blue here and here and here and here. Same yellow, which is only like three colors. Yellow, blue, and coral in this whole picture. So that one was kind of fun. This Lana Green. And these are, again, my Winsor Newton markers. And you know, you guys, I just realized I don't think I did any pictures in pencil the last 2 months except for highlight touch-ups. So next month I'm going to try to do more pencil work. Here's by Tyson Art. This was a really fun, sweet Easter pick where I did 100% the Artex pastel wallet that folds up, and it's just like it rolls out flat and there's all pastels in there. So this was all done with that, and it was a light grayscale, so it was really easy to get those effects in there. Love the way my bunny turned out with the coral cheeks and ears, and I just left the background white. Again, I was torn. Why should I do it white? Should I do a color? And sometimes it's good just to leave it white so your center can just pop on out. But I thought that was really sweet and fun. So, and I love these pastels. It always looks like you're not going to get enough color out of these pastel markers when you use them, but they do come out nicely, especially when you go over the grayscale dark areas a few times with the same color. All right, and then by Lana Green, I have Miss Leprechaun. I'm sorry, no, that's Christine Karron. Miss Leprechaun, because we had St. Patty's Day in there. My grandson was born the day before St. Patty's Day. So I used a liquid gold paint pen for the gold. Hoo-hoos here for everything. Pan pastels of this mint green and yellow for the whole background. I do spray everything that I do pan pastels with a fixative. It gives it kind of a thicker, almost like a crunch to it, but it protects it so it won't smear. So, and I put Ohuhu glitter on her shoes. I had some trouble I used a too thick marker for eyelashes, so they look all clunky, but that's all right. I thought that was cute for St. Patty's Day. For Christine Karron, this one I enjoyed a great deal as well. This is free on her website, Dear Diary. I think I got this on her website. Yeah, Dear Diary. And you can see for the glasses, I used like a Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen just to make it look like there's something there. It might be too bright for you to see, but these are pale yellow and pink pan pastels. Use the same green in the feather and in the book, the same purple for everything else, just very simple. And I did her eyes the same green as these greens too. So just 3 colors here, green, purple, and brown. Little bit of different shades of brown in her hair. And it's a little hard to get the pan pastel like in these little areas because then you get it on the hair, and I messed that up there. But, you know, I've had a hard 2 months, so I was just going for fun, not perfection. I don't really care about those little things anymore, at least lately. I used to, but maybe I'll care again when I have less things to worry about. But this one was kind of fun. I enjoyed it. This was by Herb Leonard, download, and it is the Summer Reading Dragon. So I thought that was kind of fun. I did not enjoy doing this Beyond the Dragon and the Castle because all this little stuff just took forever and nothing looked good. I did all Sharpies here and it wasn't looking good. It wasn't blending good. And I did like cheap markers for the grass and some pencil work on the purple here, and on the castle was pencil, but like all this little stuff, I just got so over it, and I couldn't always tell like what was what. So I love the concept, but I didn't love all the big, you know, the gunky stuff around the side. But I don't do a lot of dragons or fun, but I love books, so I thought I would do something different. And all I did with these clouds is outline it with a silver sparkle pen and just use a little white pencil in there. So nothing spectacular, but just something different. So there's quite a few Etsy printables from Herb Leonard if you like fantasy and dragon, if you want to check those out. So then I have this is by Lou Art Dream. This is another one from the winter walks I've been doing. You might have seen the one I did 2 months ago around December, in my what I colored in December, January. So this is the second one in that series. I forgot to cut this extra paper off here, but overall, lots of fun with the blondes and the browns, coral and green, and then I put snow, you know, into the trees. I put all this snow here on the fence, the ground, like little snowflakes, in the night sky. I put snow like on top of all the ledges and the plants, just to make it look like it's a little snowy. I ran out of white paint, so I was going to mound more snow down here, but I ran out. But so that was kind of fun, the winter walks. And I love this color combo with the coral and the kind of orange and red. I thought that was pretty. And this is by Lou Art Dream, and she also has a Patreon. This one I believe is Rena art, but I forgot to look and I can't remember. I showed you this when it was only half done before, and I finally went and put yellow pan pastel in the back because there's so much yellow in the leaves and in the flowers. I also put some of this yellow pan pastel on her eye because the pan pastel colors, especially the lighter ones, look really great on African skin for makeup. Just so you know. Did the coral, same color in the flowers and the lips. The hair was just like 3 or 4 different black and brown Copic markers, which you can do that effect with any marker. So this one was, yeah, I mean, it was kind of experimental, but I think it turned out all right. I've run out of my usual eyelash pen. All the ones I've been using are too thick, so they don't look natural, but otherwise, I thought it was different. And here is another one I love, love, love. And I did this one first. This was also by, I believe, Lou Art Dream. You can tell because there's always these sort of, it's always like kind of pencil sketchy. This one was an A4, so I don't even know how I can fit this in the camera. But this one was so much fun. And of course, I used my gorgeous Ohuhu markers. All the different greens, because there's so many different greens. I have all the Ohuhu sets, so I did all these leaves. I blended all the different greens and purple berries, blue sky, and then this was just like 3 shades of oranges and yellow for the hair with some dark roots, which I spilled onto her skin. So it's a different kind of a look, because you know you can't really get all of that pencil sketch off. But I do go over it with the darker skin tone on that area. But and of course I brought my nature colors into her makeup, so I thought that was very, like, give me that Hawaii summer vibes. Okay, now that's it for my printables. We're gonna move into my books. Let me show you the first one I just did a couple days ago in Deborah Muller's Unicorn Girls brand new book. I did do a flip through on this. So this is the one I did. This was completely out there. I've never done pink skin before, believe it or not, because I almost don't believe it, but it's true. This entire page was done with Sharpies, even the skin. I used my favorite Sharpie Ultimate Limited Edition set that has all the colors. I used like 3 different pinks for the skin, several for the hair. They don't blend super well, you can tell, but they'll do the job. The background was Sharpie. All that was Sharpie. Then I just got some Stickle Fairy dust, the stuff that comes in the round jar, with my finger, and I just pressed it into her skin to put like little sparkles on her skin. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's hard to go very fancy or in the Deborah books because the paper's, you know, it's not the greatest paper, the Amazon paper. So I just go for fun and unique. Yeah, but it was really not even very creative, very basic, you know, even doing the birds with Sharpies because you can't really blend. But it was kind of fun, just an experiment. So that's the only one I did in Deborah Muller's new book. I will show you this. This is one I'd never colored in before. This is Symphony of Cute Animals, and this was an Etsy international book. I don't think I've shown this in my collection of overseas videos yet, but I did 2 in here. One I like, one I don't. Let me show you the one I do like that I did first, which is my elephant. This one was so much fun. This is a smaller, square little book. I actually just Googled bright spring color palette ideas, and you just can, I just saw some color palettes that showed all these neons, and I thought, oh, that would look really awesome for like a circus. So I did that. I'm not a huge mandala fan, so like I liked it more than I thought I would compared to ones I've done in the past. Elephant was a hoo-hoos, and these were all just done in like my Couture Creations markers with regular highlighters for the neon spots. So that was really fun. I put like little stickles here and here and here. And of course these bleed through, so this page was a goner, but they're, you know, if you know you're not gonna ever want to color what's on the back page, feel free. And I also did this cat one. I don't know why I don't like it. It's like I had just spent so long doing two my Bella pictures with the calico, and it takes so long to get that look. I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this. I'm just gonna do a normal cat. And then I did it, and it's like this cat is boring and flat and needs some this was all done with marker, so it really needs like pencil work to fix some of these mismatched sky tones. And by the way, I was trying to do it at night when the lights were dim, when I was watching TV. Actually the TV was the only light because it was late at night, and I thought I was using a sky blue, but I actually used green. It was a light green. So I tried to go over it with yellow to turn it from a green sky to like a sunny sky, and then it just made this kind of lime color. So that was not intentional. So then I'm like, well, shoot. Then I went and made all the leaves lime so they kind of match. So yeah, I wasn't really pleased with that, but it was all right. This is a real nice book. There's a lot of good spring ideas in here. Cute little book. So it was fun to do one of my overseas books here. Wait until you see my best ones. I'm saving until last, my Lenka Filonenka books. I did do a few Easter pictures and cute Easters, 1 and 2 by Coloring Book Cafe. I did this one, which was just, I don't even care, I'm gonna color whatever because I'm having a bad day picture. Don't even know what happened with my tie-dye sky, but there you go. Done with some cheap Bic markers, B-I-C markers, and pencil for my little chicks. Is that the only one in this one? Yes, that's the only one I did in this one, so nothing too spectacular. And then I have this one. What did I do in here again? I remember, it's been a while. Oh yeah, is that it? Yeah, I did this one, which is like this egg, an egg, and then you have this sky scene where I use these really pretty, I actually did this one in water-based marker, so you can see you got the darker blue, the lighter blue, the whites in there. It looks almost like marble. I kind of got that effect. And then lots of blending with the water markers here, the Tombow water-based ones in here. In hindsight, like, I wish I had blended more on the pinks, not done a solid pink because it's kind of plain. I like more dimension and blended colors, but I think it's all right. So you know, didn't have a lot of time. I was having so much stuff going on during Easter that I didn't get much Easter pictures done. Most of these pictures you see I've done in the last couple weeks. Okay, before we get to Linka, let's look at my Grazia Salvo Women of Brightness, the Women of Flowers Collection 3. I do believe I've done a flip through of this book with my Etsy overseas books. This is a larger book. It's like an A3 size. And I just did this very natural one in here. It was a nature portrait. very muted colors. Not sure if can I fit this even in the camera the whole way? I think so. Yeah, so I just did, now the Winsor, I usually use my Copics for skin, but I used my 5-pack that was new of my Winsor Newton Skin Tone set number 1, and that's what I did here, and they're amazing. They're just like, they look so good. They work so well on this paper. This is the only paper I tried it on, so, and they almost was like a little bit of a gray undertone, so I did gray eyeshadow. I did the same color with the lips and the hair, brought one of these colors from the hair into the flowers and leaves, put a teeny bit of popping orange paint for these flowers, and then this kind of sage pale green, and this pale greenish gray like square frame. Very simple, very easy, but that was really fun. It was a fun book to work in. I'd never done any pictures in this book before. Lots of portraits. So that would be Grazia Salvo's Women of Brightness. And then I have one in Christine Karron's brand new book, Fairy and Fantasy 4. And I realized I did not do the background in this one. This kind of spring maple scenario. All my beautiful Copic chows for this whole picture, of course, and teeth were fun. I put a little pink and gray in there. And I just forgot I was going to do some either gel crayon or something, or pastels around the side. And I remember I was debating, I couldn't figure out what color I would do. So I just didn't do any, but I was going to go back and do it, like think about it later, and I never did. So it's just on white, you know, just a very simple blue and pink and purple. Same blue in her eyes as in the ribbons. But I love to do my alcohol markers in her books because it's like a glossy paper, and the markers just, they're like butter on these pages. I just love it. So that is the new Fairy and Fantasy 3. All right, now we can get into my Lenka Filonenka books. I had never colored in these. These are all from Etsy. I did one with some my new packs of Winsor Newton markers when they arrived. I started doing one, and I loved how they worked on these pages, and the pages are glossy and big and thick, and I just went crazy. I did like several in each book, like in a row. I just loved it. So let's start with Dream Dancers, and I can do a full flip through of these books if you guys would like to see them. They're very heavy spiral bound, but let's see what I did in Dream Dancers. Some I did 2 or 3. This one I did the hip hop with the purple tulips. Since we are in spring season with just a basic, again, I Googled ideas for spring color palettes, and I got this color palette came up. So the blue, so I did this. Lots of fun with the little pop red in the shoes. And again, the pages are so thick, and they're like shine, like, so the markers work beautiful. So I swear there's another one in here. Hold on. Yes, there is. Is there more than one or more in here? I thought there was 3 in this one. I don't know. Here's my 1920s, 30s style dancers. I chose pastels for this. Also my Winsor Newton markers. No. Actually, no. This was my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend Vintage set. The ones that have the 3 different sizes. There's a pack of 6 vintage colors. That's what this one is. And I tested it out, and it worked just as great as the Winsor Newton's. A little different, not as fluid. But yeah, I did this. I love how I did this, like this skin tone actually as a background that I also put in her skin. And then I mixed that with the purple in these flowers. And I just love, and I did a little white pencil in his pants. Just some highlights. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just did the background to go like this. So there's still plenty of white. I could swear I did another one in this book. Hold on. I guess I didn't. Okay. Well, let me double check. It's hard to flip a book so big on camera. I'm going to do some more. You guys are going to see quite a few more of these next month because I'm loving these books so much. I could swear I did. Huh, must be one of the other ones. Okay. All right. Next one I have This one, the Spirit Animals of Wisdom, I only did one in this book. And also I did just buy, no, I'm sorry, I did two in this book. I did just buy her new spring book. You know, it is $40 to get a book here with shipping to the US from Etsy. So I did this one with all these earth tones, this kind of earth girl. I wanted her hair to kind of be like with the grass, you know, for her to be like a part of the earth. And this, you know, the brown and orange was kind of meant to be the colors of the planet or the earth itself, like the roots and growing and trees and shrubs. So I did that kind of a scenario. I don't even remember what I used. Oh, no. Yeah, no, these are my Windsors, my new Windsors. I was blending, trying out all my new browns and stuff. I love how I got this like orange marble effect in here. And is one more here. I have to hold it like this. I can't flip when it's flat. Here's my other one. Again, just left it white. Black hair. These were actually, I was testing on these, my Tombow alcohol markers. So I did black, just pure black on the hair, and these beautiful, I don't know, gardenias or lilies, not sure what they are. And then I do the colored markers here, and then I squeeze the stickles over. It looks like I missed one, but I squeeze the stickles over to give it more kind of a magical like feel from whatever's coming from her heart. Yeah, and I blotched it there, but live and learn. So that was from the Spirit Animals. If you guys want to see the full flip throughs of these books, I can do a video of that next in a day or two. All right, so let's look at this one. I love this one because this one has so many good ones for spring. I'm going to be doing a ton of these in the next few weeks. I think I did a few in here. There's this one, the Blackberry Bramble. Winsor Newton, once again, look how lovely they blend. Just a darker and a lighter, and kind of blend them in darker going into light and give it that marble effect. For these blackberries or boysenberries, I use two colors. This one here that's like this magenta, and then I use the purpley purple, and I rotated. So like here, I circled the outside of each little juicy bulb with the lighter one, and then I colored the purple on the inside, and then I swapped it over here. I did purple on the outside, so they look different. You know what I mean? It's the same colors, but I made them all look a little different. And there's just like this light grayscale in this book, and it's just so pretty. And I just love how these Winsor Newton markers work on here. Oh, and if you don't have those, they are expensive, but a good quality alcohol marker of any kind works really well in these books. So let's see. I have this one I did. I meant to go back, which I have not, obviously, and do some pan pastels in a gray or a black. I wanted to put in some black smoky, like gray and black smoke coming from behind the flowers, but I was too afraid I was gonna get any of it on my beautiful leaves and flowers. So I left it, and I made her eyes that neon orange. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, and then over her wings, over the marker, I put that Spectrum Noir glitter pen. I did that one. Is there another? Let me see. This is my favorite book. Love it so much. I could swear there's another one. I feel like I did a ton, but I guess there's just like two in each book. Let me double check. Now, so that was definitely it, but you will be seeing more in Fairy Bliss. And then lastly, we have the one I do the most in, because it's one of my favorite books she does, is Victorian Grace. I adore this book so much. Absolutely love it. Love the pictures. Love everything historical. Did this gorgeous one here. And this one was meant to be more like, yeah, I did the yellow and white fluffy pan pastels with the fixative over it for the background. I had no like color theme in mind when I started it. I just jumped in and started on a red and black dress with my Windsors, and I did a little white pencil there for some fluffy effect. And then I just started like grabbing like the butterfly. I didn't really match. It had blue, so I went back over it with turquoise, and then I went in and did these orangish flowers. So it was kind of an experiment, but I enjoyed this one a lot. It smells because it has a fixative on there. We have this one I did, very basic as well. Lots of fun flowers on here. These were my ohuhus I tested on this paper. It works just beautifully, just as always on everything. And I'm just like, I've wanted things very simple the last 2 months because all I have going on. So I've just been choosing, like, pencil work takes a lot longer, and I don't want to work that hard. So I've just been grabbing my markers. But I love my mint green with all these flowers in orange, and put the orange in her hair, and you know, it was fun. I always use Copic skin tones again for all my skin. I did this one with no background yet or at all. I think I might go and do like a pink pan pastel in here, maybe blended with a little bit of a lavender. Just didn't get time. I realized before I made this video that I hadn't finished this one, but I think I do think I'll go back. And I wanted just purples and blues in this one. The pink was just like for some accent, because purple and blue flower. So I just Googled like purple and blue flower bouquet, and I just saw these pictures, and I kind of tried to reproduce what I saw. Let me see. There should be one more. Looking. I know there's one more in here. Yes, there is. There it is. I found it. Whew. Okay. This one I did. I wanted this kind of Titanic Kate Winslet look. In hindsight, I intended, with her dress being these browns and pinks, I intended the background to be a light tan or light taupe. And the marker, I made the mistake of going by what the barrel looked like and not testing it first, and it was way darker than it should have been. So generally I wouldn't recommend putting a very similar color on top of another color. Like a background should be a different color than the object on top, but it worked out okay. So I did this lime green and the frame, and the pink and the bird, and pink, all these like 4 or 5 different browns and pinks, and I don't even know what I used here. It looks like it was running out of ink in the background. Alcohol markers with the chisel nib. That's what they call the chisel. It works really good for these kind of backgrounds, because you can just start swirling it like this and usually get this marble look. That's how I get my backgrounds to look like that. I can show you how to do one if you guys are interested. I do believe that is my entire video, except I lied. There's a Christmas one that I had never. I've been sitting on my desk for like 4 or 5 months that I was just working on the last 2 days trying to finally get it finished. It's been bugging me. This toy shop. It was like half done, and it's been sitting on my desk since Christmas, and I still haven't finished it. I've been putting off doing the snow. I got as far as the snow and the little doll faces. Trying to finish that one. Still have some detail. And then I also had a Christmas one unfinished. A whip. And the beautiful Deborah Mueller's Very Merry Christmas coloring book. And I loved this picture. Is it 2? 1. I have, yeah. This one, I have 1 uncompleted one. It's been sitting there for, since Christmas. And I love this book. Where is it? I'm so close to being done with my carolers. Because there's so many different skin tones and people and details in this one. It's just taking me forever. And like, when I first started, I used some crummy mediums. I didn't like it, and I've run out of my Posca pen, so I can't do the snow, and I still need to do all the halo glow from the lights, and I need to put the light in the windows, and I have to figure out how do I color these like paper booklets, or should I make them black? And so it's like there's so many details in here. I've been just doing little bits at a time. Like I put it down for a couple of months. I pick it up and put it down. I finally finished the people. That's what I finished just the other day. So maybe by next month I'll have this done. But it just took me so long at Christmas that I finally like gave up and stopped. And make sure there's no one more whip here. I don't think so. Yeah, I think you guys have finally seen everything I've done in the last 2 months. So, oh, that was a long video. Tell me what you like, or if you liked anything. If you have any questions, if there's any particular printable you're looking for, I don't really have the time or the energy with all that's going on to link all these printables, but if there's one particular one you can't find or looking for, let me know. I can pull it from my order history and put it in the comments for you. And I will at least link the few coloring books I got below, because those are easy. And it's harder for me to go back and find the printables because I buy them over time and they pile up, and it's so far to go back in my order history to find them. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon.